You're watching Lights Camera Cricket. I am Sushant Mehta. First up, the curious case of Rohit Sharma's injury. The Indian vice captain, or shall I say, the former vice captain, has been left out of all three teams that will tour Australia later next month. KL Rahul was named vice captain, and just hours after this announcement by the BCCI, Mumbai Indians shared a video of Rohit Sharma practicing smashing the ball in the nets. The star Indian opener was recuperating from a hamstring injury for over a week, but he seems to be fine now. Reports of a rift between Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli have often surfaced, but are they for real? Here is a special report.
The squads for India's tour of Australia are out. The biggest news to come out of that selection was Rohit Sharma has been left out of the entire tour. Just a few hours after the squads for all three formats were announced, Mumbai Indians posted a video of Rohit batting full throttle in the nets. So is there something more than what meets the eye, leaving a plethora of unanswered questions? How serious is Rohit's injury? Is it so bad that Rohit will not be able to get himself fit for the 4-match test series that begins on December 7th? If Rohit is practicing, will he be available to play for Mumbai Indians in the remainder of the IPL? While the BCCI insists that the medical team will continue to monitor Rohit's fitness progress, one has to understand that unlike Ishant, who has flown back to the NCA following his injury, Rohit is still in the UAE. The teams were picked under a new chairman and does seem to give an impression that it has the stamp of Virat Kohli. KL Rahul has been named Virat's deputy for the T20Is and the ODIs, so it looks highly unlikely that Rohit will be handed the vice captaincy midway during the tour of Australia if and when he proves his fitness. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Not anymore. That's the biggest of the night.
Right, joining me now, Boria Majumdar, the final word in cricket, our consulting editor. Also, Rahul Rawat, senior special correspondent, India Today. Boria, there's no way to brush this under the carpet. Firstly, one of the greatest white ball cricketers of all time, one of the best batsmen of his generation, has to resort to this. I mean, he puts out a practice video after his name has not been included by the BCCI. And let's not pretend that the BCCI does not mean Captain Virat Kohli. What's happening over here?
No, it has nothing to do with Virat Kohli. I mean, let's be very, very clear. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with Virat Kohli. It has everything to do with the physio and the injury management structure of the BCCI. In fact, I broke that news on Sports Today. The team was announced at 9 p.m. Within an hour and a half, the moment the match ended, I broke that news on Sports Today. And within half an hour of that show, which was done on the YouTube channel of India Today, Sports Today, Mumbai Indians tweeted that video. And by the way, let me confirm this. Having spoken to the closest of sources close to Rohit Sharma and that camp, Rohit said, or news emanating from that camp is he was doing fine and that video was in the offing and they are being monitored on a day-to-day basis. Question. If you ask me, Sushant, having covered international cricket for 25 years, I think Rohit will be ready to play for the Mumbai Indians in the playoffs.
Wait a minute, just one second, Boria, 1 second. He's ready to play for the Mumbai Indians. He's doing fine now. He puts a practice video hours after his name is not included, as I said, by the BCCI. So if you know this, Rohit can speak to you. Why can't the BCCI or Virat Kohli speak to Rohit? And are you telling me that the names have been announced without Virat Kohli's consent?
No, it has nothing to do. Look, a fitness issue has nothing to do with the captain. There is a medical team and that medical team is the physio. The captain will go by the medical report given. So it has nothing to do with Virat Kohli. Number one. Secondly, Rohit is not directly speaking because players can't. So let's have our facts clear here. Question is, if Rohit plays for the Mumbai Indians in the playoffs, is that a good enough fitness test? Will the BCCI allow him to do so? If he is that bad, if his injury is that bad, the BCCI should have pulled him out of the Mumbai Indians and sent him to NCA.
Exactly.
Have they done that? No, they haven't. Now my point is very simple. If Rohit Sharma is on that flight to Australia, which according to me he will be, why did you rush with vice captaincy? Why are you creating confusion and bad blood? Why did you have to give it to KL Rahul, who deserves it? But if Rohit makes that team, Why did you have to announce a vice captain now? What is the point? So my appeal to Saurav, and here it's a direct appeal, Saurav Ganguly and Jai Shah, the BCCI management, it is not Rohit alone. Rohit Sharma, injury botched up. Riddhiman Saha lost 2 years of international cricket. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, injury botched up. Ishant Sharma, if I know right, did not want to go. He wanted to remain with Patrick Farhat. If that is the case with injury management of Indian cricket, it's a bad state of affairs.
You know, Rahul, Boria is saying it's injury management, but I think it's much more than that. If Rohit was doing fine, why wasn't the message conveyed to BCCI? If he can play the IPL right now, he's ready. He's dropping a practice video, for God's sake, after 2 hours. So why couldn't he just speak to the BCCI then? All's not well here, clearly.
I think, Sushant, you were asking Boria constantly, you're pointing out that is all well between Rohit and Virat. Exactly the point that Boria just made, that what was the hurry to announce the vice captain of the Indian team. Now, if Rohit joins that team, whether right at the start or midway during that tour, the vice captain will not be changed. And secondly, Ishant Sharma, BCCI, there's a note right at the bottom after the selection, that the teams have been announced. It says that BCCI medical team will continue to monitor Rohit Sharma and Ishant Sharma. Now, Ishant Sharma is back in the NCA. Is in Bangalore. He has left Delhi Capitals from UAE, but Rohit Sharma continues to be there with the Mumbai Indians. Yesterday he posted a video, and I'm sure it was a message. There is more than what meets the eye, for me at least. Boria would be better aware of what is going on, but as what I see, I think it was a message from Rohit, because when Mumbai Indians posted a video of Rohit Sharma, it had to have Rohit's approval. Just an hour or a couple of hours after the teams were announced, there comes this video of Rohit stepping out and training in the nets. So obviously, there are two things. Either Rohit thinks that he's fine and he should not go to NCA. After all, Mumbai Indians also need him. They still have to play a few games. But yes, I think there are a few issues, there are a few cracks that cannot be papered.
Right, I have to take a break, but Boria, very quickly, this is not healthy for Indian cricket. Let me be clear now. Because Rohit Sharma dropping a video after he's the Indian vice captain, as I said, one of the greatest white ball cricketers of all time, and we need him there in Australia. So there is a communication gap between the BCCI and Rohit, clearly. Very quickly.
Of course. This is you said not good. I'm saying it's horrible for Indian cricket. Horrible. I mean, the white ball vice captain, second to Virat Kohli, you need him desperately. If this is the kind of communication breakdown, that's what I'm saying. Appeal to the president. You need to look into it. Look. What you've done is you've opened a Pandora's box, and it's not Rohit alone. I'm telling you, it's Ishant, it's Bhuvi, it's Rohit, and that injury list, that management list. Riddhiman Saha lost 2 goddamn years. I mean, come on. You cannot just make a mess with your players. Rohit Sharma is not an aberration, and the BCCI needs to listen to that.
Blasphemous. Well, I have to take a break, gentlemen. Stay with me. When we come back, we'll get you the big game tonight. Delhi Capitals versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. You're watching Lights Camera Cricket. I am Sushant Mehta. Before the big Delhi Capitals versus Sunrisers Hyderabad game tonight, we've got an excerpt of an exclusive interview with one of my favorite bowlers, Kagiso Rabada, the purple cap holder. Here's Rabada talking about his partner in crime, Nokia.
Talk to me about your partnership with Anrik, because oftentimes 250 bowlers, there's no respite for the batsman. That is working clearly for Delhi Capitals. Is it because you all play international cricket together? Is that helping you? And talk to me about this partnership with Anrik Nokia.
I think I'm really happy for him. When I was playing, I think we're playing in Sri Lanka. And we're having a tour there. You heard about Heinrich. I played with him. I played against him a couple of games in our age group level. But we're coming back from Sri Lanka, and there was the MSL going on back home. And we heard about how quick he was bowling. And then he's bowling quickly. And unfortunately, he got injured, but he came back in the 4 days, and he was bowling quickly. And you just kept hearing about him. And we knew he was there, but now he was really knocking on the door hard. He finally broke into the team, and we got along. I wouldn't say that, we go to each other's houses and, you know, chat about life. Right now, I think the more that I played with him, the better that we got to know each other a lot more. So now, you know, we chat to each other a lot more because we found that we got similar interests in some things, and also we just talk fast bowling, and also we can relate because we're both South African.
It's time to wrap it up, but Chris Gayle, the universe boss, is our stylish player of the match from the KKR versus Punjab game from last night. He hit just 2 fours, but 5 huge sixes, 29 balls for 51 runs. Punjab has not lost a single game since Chris Gayle joined the team. Well, that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. only on Lights, Camera and Cricket.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.